It is always said that charity begins at home, but does not stop there. Peace, unity, reconciliation, and peaceful coexistence among people of Central Upper Nile can only happen if that it starts from them among themselves. And in this episode, viewers will also be talking about achievement of the people of Central Upper Nile State, as well as looking at the challenges the governor is facing while making sure services reach to people or in the state of Central Upper Nile State, not forgetting the national dialogue process, which has already taken place in that state of Central Upper Nile. Honorable Governor, welcome to Roundtable Show, and pleasure to have you back.
Thank you, SBC, person of God Anthony. So it's me also my pleasure to have you here.
We hope things are well in Central Upper Nile State.
Indeed, things are going very well.
Okay. After the establishment of Central Upper Nile State, there has been some little bit of, misunderstanding between the two communities, or the communities in that area, by the way. But now it looks like things are calm. I mean, what did you do?
What we did was to give our people a vision. And that vision was clearly defined by the state government and all the stakeholders involved. We came up and framed our vision by stating it that the vision of Central Upper Nile State is to see peaceful, secure, productive state.
Okay.
And by following that visions, we have to mobilize and put all our energy to ensure that we achieve that vision.
Okay.
Though vision is not achieved at one night, but we have begun to realize it. So that's what basically we did, and that's what basically we say. It come the time that we need to see that vision. And for all of us to realize that vision, we need to come up with a slogan of identifying ourselves as people of South Sudan. That we are only one entity.
Okay.
And our identity must remain South Sudanese. Neither communities nor individual. So our strength lies in our multicultural backgrounds, where we come from, but unity must be magnified among ourselves. So what we did was to ensure that we have to identify ourselves as people of South Sudan. And that's a campaign that the state government has taken, that we don't listen to anybody who think that he or she is so and so, or you come from a different tribe or different regions.
Honorable Governor, coming to the general situation, how do you describe the state currently in terms of political, talk of the economic, and talk even in the social? Like if you look at the social situation, the way people live in your state.
I describe the current situation much more better than the way it used to be.
Okay.
And now Central Upper Nile State, as I mentioned earlier, that and the current vision is even much more stable. So political-wise, we are currently stabilizing politically. And political stability is also signifies and give indicators about security stability, and
Yes.
security stability resulted into economic stability. So what we are now working on is to ensure that we are stable politically,
Yes.
and we have already begun to be stable. And by coming back to our slogan, which is our vision
Yes.
of peaceful, secure, productive state, all this accommodates the vision of having a stable political environment.
Yes.
And we have created it by making everybody feel inclusive
Okay.
in the government, whether being parties, communities, and everybody feel that and see himself is part of the current government, Central Upper Nile State. That already a beginning of political stability.
Yes.
We currently is also contributing positively towards security stability, in which security stability also is bringing in economic recovery in the state. And that means in our current economic recovery, is that we have already started to have businesses coming back. Traders are already beginning setting up shops, referring some of the premises, business premises. And that I could even say Central Upper Nile is one of the cheapest place in South Sudan. Today, if you go to the restaurant in Central Upper Nile State, you can have a plate which costs you less than 100 or 150 downs, which you cannot get in Juba or in other place.
Honorable Governor, that draws me to a question. You know, our community, people of South Sudan, you know, some of them are fond of people who are, you know, some of them fond of lobbying, you know. Every time somebody will just lobby, like he wants to be this and this. And in this process, some of them even they can't do what they are lobbying for. But then at the end of the day, they don't even deliver. What makes difference between you and those people? I mean, are you fulfilling whatever that you think could have been delivered by a right person?
You know, Goranthony, let me tell you that everybody here in South Sudan have got a competitor. But me, myself, there are several of them who are vying for my governorship while I'm still there, you know. But shame on them that they don't appreciate what I'm doing. Rather they are now trying to say that let me replace James. And I'm not exceptional among the other governors who are, people are always complaining against them. But I'm focused. I still focus. I don't look at all those areas. It is your right, yes. It is your right to campaign to become governors, but I'm still occupying these seats. So I have to hold to my mandates. I'm appointed by the president to drive the state where it is now to the level where the people of Central Upper Nile said, or my president, the President of the Republic of South Sudan, going to tell me, thank you, James, give the turn to the next person. So what you are actually saying is true, and that has been there, and it has been there in Central Upper Nile. But it does not dry up from our main focus. Our main focus is to bring peace to that state, to create enabling environment which is secure for every citizen, to create awareness for every citizen to be more productive or to be even productive, so that we ensure the viable environment that is conducive for the people of Central Upper Nile State. Question of leadership will never go anywhere. It's going to be there until when that right time comes. Either continuous appointment or either through voting. And anybody will have a turn. So what you are saying is true. This becomes the business of the day in public places in South Sudan or in even offices or everywhere. Everybody is born to be lobbying. But I think giving times, you know, to those who are now in, you know, in position will also contribute to the political instability. Because one of the issues is that in the state level, some citizens are also lobbying, you know, to the government to remove so and so from a certain ministerial position, from certain place, from position of a commissioner, and then other public places. That lobbying is ever there. However, what we think, by having people who are in place now, who are delivering, indeed, those who are delivering, by keeping them there, we are also creating a stable political environment. So because the more you remove and appoint, you are actually contributing to political instability as a governor. So what we are trying to do is now to create and see and evaluate the performance of every person who is actually in charge. So if he's delivering, so why do I remove him? Or if I'm delivering, so why do I fear? So let me do what I think is right. Because one good thing with our president, he gave you responsibility, you know, to do what he think is right. So if I do believe that if I'm doing what I think is right, and what I think goes with law, and what I think goes with the president, and what I think goes with the people of Central Upper Nile State, so why do I worry of whoever is lobbying after me? So let them lobby, but let me continue doing good. So that they believe I'm removed later on, people will account, and that will remain as my legacy.
Let's talk about this. I remember previously we sat down with you, Honorable Governor, and you talked something very good, saying the most important thing you need to make sure you unite the people, of which you are doing currently. You talk about issues to do with reconciliation, unity, and also peaceful coexistence of the people of Central Upper Nile, not only among themselves, but also with their neighboring state. Now, some of your colleagues, some of the governors are not only fond of uniting the people, but disuniting the people. So, Honorable Governor, in this scenario, tell us which track are you in?
I believe that working for unity of the people is the best. And exactly this is where I'm in. And I think this is where all of us should be in, and I think this is where our colleagues are also in. Okay. If there is anybody found to be dividing or disuniting the people, then that is different thing altogether. Okay. But our mandate, even when we do swear, we swear to keep the unity of the people,
yes,
of that state,
yes,
of the people of South Sudan. So our allegiance, sworn allegiance, says so. So there is nowhere that I can work against the unity of the people. So for my case, I have to abide by the code of conduct.
Yes.
I have to abide by guidelines laid down by our constitutions. I have to abide by events, legends of mode of swearing in.
Yes.
And that's what I swore. I swear to keep the unity of the people of Central Upper Nile State. Not only the people of Central Upper Nile State, the people of South Sudan who actually live there and who are neighboring to Central Upper Nile State.
Right.
So that is one of the purpose, and that's why we create a vision of peaceful, secure, productive state. And being peaceful means working for the unity
of the people.
Of the people.
Of Central.
Giving that security, you give security to everybody, regardless of anybody. Even if he or she is a foreigner to us. He's a
Today,
foreigner.
Gore Anthony is going to come. Gore Anthony is going to come to Central Upper Nile State and be given a chance to work in any of the ministry. What will be the reaction on Honorable Governor James Tormunbun seeing Gore Anthony like from Joburg State working in the state of Central Upper Nile? That one is a right key. Am I given yes or no?
Definitely.
Yes.
One of our DG in the Ministry of Agriculture is originally from Greater Equatoria region.
Okay.
And he has lived in Central Upper Nile State, particularly Malakal town, for years.
Okay.
So you got that chance, and he grew progressively to the level of DG. So Governor James have no right to come and say, Lino, he's called Lino.
Okay.
Lino, you come from, Equatoria region, therefore you don't fit to be here.
Okay.
So, Brother Agone, what is required for you to make a living there? If you settle there, the Constitution of the Republic of South Sudan give right to every citizen, to work anywhere, to live anywhere, to stay anywhere. So if you feel to come to Central Upper Nile, live alone working, and you want to get a land in Central Upper Nile State, you will be entitled, to get a land in Central Upper Nile State.
And settle there.
And settle there.
All right, we'll come back to you.
You have even a right to get married there.
All right,
you
we'll
have
come
the right.
back to you shortly. Viewers of SSBC will be going for a short break and pick up from there. Please do stay tuned with us. We'll be coming back right away.
The Round Table Show is a platform where we discuss topical issues that affect the nation. We engage our guests in hard questions and get their inside views on the matter.
There is a saying that there is no smoke without fire. And you mentioned something to do with there are some people who are complaining that there is corruption taking place in your state. What do you say about this?
These people, there are people who come to me and looking for the position. When they miss it, then automatically they turn themselves as the opposition and they are challenging me. And we will challenge ourselves because we are from that state and we should have to confirm it. When somebody read it in the media that there is corruption in that state, why not the team should be sent and then investigated that? as you know that we have a problem in the country. What do the government give us, and then we didn't invest it for the development or for the whatever they need in the country, and then they talk about the corruption. Corruption is not easy.
If we are going to succeed to be a state, what is the priority of the state? There are certain things that we would have denounced on the 9th of July, but we didn't. For instance, tribalism, corruption, okay? These are things that would have been denounced. Everybody, individual, group, family, who have found to be practicing embezzlement, stealing, or corruption must face the law. Yes. These things we did not do them. And maybe we were maybe our mind was so much occupied by the stress of country.
Join us on the Roundtable Show on SSBC every Friday from 7:20 p.m. and repeat on Saturday at 12:20 p.m. This is Roundtable Show, the voice for the voiceless.
Hello viewers, welcome back from that short break. We are still joined by the Governor of Central Upper Nile State, that is Honorable James Tormonbuny, who is telling us about what is happening in his state. What is the latest after all this time he has been in the office? What is something new? And you will get to hear more about this, and also we'll be discussing something to do with national dialogue. Honorable Governor, welcome back from that short break. We need to know now, Honorable, what is happening. The schools, the health sectors, the agriculture, even sector in Central Upper Nile, are all these things functional under your leadership?
Indeed, they will start to function. In fact, Central Upper Nile was one of the worst affected states, especially Malakal town and its counties around.
Okay.
They were terribly affected, like more than any other place here in South Sudan. And I think after 4 years, Central Upper Nile State now have resumed a normal life, and we are recovering from every angle of life.
Okay.
The government has started to open up schools within Malakal town and in the counties.
Okay.
They start to establish health facilities.
Okay.
They start referring some of the water facilities. And basically, we are in a position now, even this year where we speak, our students are sitting for primary living certificate like any other state in South Sudan, which was very rare. It's one of the great achievements that we have created, and that has shown that the security situation has stabilized. We have already opened secondary schools, so life has already come back to normal.
Yes.
We have health facility that I mentioned hardly, that basically our government has started to deliver. And we are doing this with the help and in partnership with our partners. In fact, for the last 4 years, Central Upper Nile judicial system was up. But now, as we speak, we already have a very effective, the most effective judicial system in the state. With a very effective judge. Already we have reopened Malakal Central prisons. We are one of the major prison in South Sudan. We have is now already effective. So come to the level of services that the state government now is giving, we really feel that we are picking up at a very speedy standard.
I want to go back to your government now, to your cabinet, of which you're leading. Let's get to know, it may be some of the false or it may be right reports that the cabinet of Central Upper Nile State is not balanced. It is not balanced according to the communities which are there. If something like this or somebody said such thing to you, Honorable Governor, what will be your take like your cabinet is not balanced according to the communities on the ground.
And that actually, Gor Anthony, is the area where our people of South Sudan are really wrong. We don't form government based on communities.
Okay.
Government is formed based on the parties.
Okay.
But what we only do is that to remember inclusivity of every area, the county, or at least to feel that the government is inclusive.
Okay.
But the ratio we have in Central Upper Nile State, we do it based on parties.
Okay.
Remember, the government we have here in the Republic of South Sudan is called Tigono,
Yes.
Transitional Government of National Unity,
Yeah.
which is currently in Juba. And it is the same government that we have in the state,
state,
especially Greater Upper Nile regions. And more especially the former Upper Nile and the former Unity State, where the government was divided based on the peace agreement
Okay.
between the government or the SPLM in government and the IO with a partner to SPLM in terms of peace implementation.
Yes.
So our cabinet are clearly allocated as per peace accord,
Okay.
what was agreed. And I also need to remind those who create those rumors that my government is one of the most represented government, in terms of inclusivity.
Okay.
And I think I would like to advise our fellow Southern Sudanese that we need to move away from ideology of communities.
Do not lead us ahead.
One thing that I also need to inform you is that today we have got a airline leaving Juba for Malakal and Malakal Juba,
Juba.
which has never been there in the last 4 years.
So this one alone
You
is
know,
an achievement to
The big achievement to
state
Governor
government.
James.
Honorable. Okay. Yeah.
Again,
Uh-huh.
we have now river transport from Malakal to Rang, which is the achievement to Governor James, Governor Atep, and Governor Deng.
Yes.
So together we create that passage, that we open up that corridor.
Yes.
And we are continuing moving forward. So we are trying to create a enabling environment for the people of South Sudan, where working together is required. And we are calling upon our neighboring states, like myself. I call upon my neighboring state,
Yes.
in Latjor, in Bier, in Panjaks, in Ruweng. And we are also bordering Sudan,
Yes.
with the southern Kordofan, as well as and Pachoda, and northern Upper Nile,
Yes.
that we need to work together as a team.
Talking about the national dialogue, Honorable, we understand there are some subcommittees that went to your state. Please tell us what happened. Do you think things that, or whatever people said in your state, would be the way forward to South Sudan?
Indeed. National Dialogue Regional Subcommittee for Upper Nile arrived in the state. I personally received them. I hear the programs. We give them all facilitation. We have assured them of full cooperation.
Okay.
So they have actually carried out the main objective that they went there. The current phase of the national dialogue is all about consultation.
Okay.
So they went to consult with the stakeholders at the state level, and they have met various stakeholders. Good enough, they found the ground was already prepared,
Okay.
by the state government, where communities stand. And I think Central Upper Nile State is one of the states where the National Dialogue Subcommittee have even held meeting in POC
Oh, sure.
with the representative of the POC, in the state. So that they also listen to them, and they have listened to them.
Yes.
They have listened to the people in towns. They have listened to the people in the counties. They also went to POC.
The leadership of National Dialogue Steering Committee will sure give you credit for that channel that you have just made to ensure that our people inside the POCs are consulted.
I hope they will give me an award.
You will get your award.
That's
Coming down to this question, Honorable Governor, you need an award. I'm sure
Thank you.
this one drives me to the question. Honorable Governor, what I'm saying is, if you are today to be relieved, which is, I'm going to say, God forbid, what will people of Central Upper Nile remember of you?
There are many things that I can remember. Many, many things. You know, they have created songs about James, you know, creating environment for everybody now to see themselves as people of South Sudan. They have a song where they saying that shop were opened in the name of James. They also say people are moving freely in the name of James. People are, you know, chatting, they are working together, they are doing things together, coming back to offices, moving freely, going to the bush, going to the river in the name of James, which I think is also, they can remember about that. But I think I'm not worth the good more than anybody in Central Upper State. There are many other people that can do my more better than me, which I think is there. But the little contribution that I have done, to me, if I'm to go today, I can also feel at least I've contributed.
Yes.
And it's part of my contribution since I joined the movement when I was 12 years old. You know.
Honorable, as we are concluding,
so I think I will also still be happy, and I can still thank my president. But I hope I need time, my friend, you know, to continue giving my more effort to ensure that we totally create an enabling environment where we are even having a slogan of ensuring that there is zero hunger in Central Upper State come 2020 in 2 years to come.
And that one is going to happen. Honorable Governor, if you are to be given more chance, like you said, you need more chance. And I'm sure the leadership is hearing you and watching you. If you are to be given more chance to serve people of Central Upper Nile State, Honorable Governor James Storr, what will be the look of Central Upper Nile years to come?
As my vision goes, the vision of Central Upper Nile State government of peaceful, secure, and productive state, I want to ensure that to see Central Upper Nile State is much more peaceful, united, more secure, and productively enabled.
Okay.
Where food security will be achieved.
Yes.
In Central Upper Nile State, where productivity and economic recovery will be achieved in Central Upper Nile State, where unity of the people of Central Upper Nile State will be achieved, where capacity for services delivery will be achieved, where Central Upper Nile State will again attain a dignity, rights, and prosperous state within the Republic of South Sudan.
Well, Governor, finally, I'm not going to take you more than this. Finally, how would you make sure that this, what you're talking about, is achieved? Because there are some people who may go to your cabinet, in your ministry, or in your government. Some of them may want it just to go there and get what you have, get the money they have for service of people, and use it for themselves. And this is the big challenge in South Sudan today, Honorable Governor, that most of our politicians, some of our politicians, instead of serving the people, they need to serve themselves, which drops me to a question of corruption. How would you do that? We hope your government is free from this disease.
You know, Goranthony, today in South Sudan, there is nothing to be looted. There is nothing to be looted in South Sudan. It is people outside who think that the people who are in government today have something to eat or something to loot, and there's nothing at all. I remember even you yourself, maybe you are not paying the last 5 months. Yes. So if you are not getting your salary, where do you expect, you know, a minister or a DG or anybody, you know, to loot when there is nothing even to be loot? The era we are in, the environment we are in now is the environment of credibility. Okay. So we make sure those who are serving in the ministry are those who can create an environment where we create jobs to people. And even we make sure that where we are here now, we are going back to the revolutionary theory in terms of running our government. So there should be no illusion for those who are outside there that those who are in cabinets, actually they are looting anything. And even those who are still yearning to come in, they should be prepared to come and step with us together. Huh?
All right.
So okay, still we have a mechanism of preventing corruptions. Although there's nothing to loot, we still have a mechanism to make sure that we prevent corruption.
Okay.
So our government have created a monitoring mechanism that safeguards our ethics in terms of delivering services, giving services to our people.
Please, the most important thing to people of South Sudan and to the colleagues of the governor, who are the 31 governors of South Sudan, please do make sure that you are there to unite the people and to make sure that they embrace each other, they coexist, as Honorable James Tor Monbun said that he's doing it, and it's happening in Central Upper Nile. Honorable, it's been a pleasure having you. We hope to see you and talk to you again.
We need to continue talking.
Thank you so much.